Yo, 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 what's going on, guys? It's Emmanuel. We're back, episode 3 of the S&M podcast. You already know the vibes. My name is Manny. Introduce yourself, my boy.
What's poppin', y'all? What is poppin'? Hey, how y'all feeling today? My name is Samtu. This is episode 3 of the S&M podcast. I'm here with my boy Manny. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're going to do something a little different today. I want everybody that listens to this, drop a like, and in the comment section, tell me one good thing that happened to you this week. One positive thing that happened to you this week. We're gonna get the engagement up. We're gonna start a community here. That's really what we doing. We moving with this one. We moving. So my boy.
Oh, ooh, what's good?
What up? Oh man.
You,
Oh man. Okay, so you remember the last episode we just kind of was chalking it up. This time we got a motive, we got a goal. We're gonna talk about music. But what tell them what specifically we're gonna be talking about today. Give them a little
so
amuse
today,
bouche, if you will. For those of you who don't know what that is, look it up.
oh man. So today we're thinking about talking about music and culture, specifically like how music impacts our specific cultures because as some people may know or not know, I wasn't originally born here in the United States, so music has a different cultural meaning to
Uh
me
huh.
than some other people. So we gonna explore what music means to both of us a bit more and how it affects our cultures to this day.
Love it, love it. You heard it. You heard the man. Yo, you know what it's gonna be. It's about to be back to our basics, man. Playground days. The seesaw experience. We'll pause. Maybe that's not what I meant. Anyway, I don't quite think that's what I meant, but you guys get the gist of what I'm talking about. Playground days. Little tyke. But I guess yeah, let's open up with that, right? So obviously, like you mentioned, a lot of people don't know where you're from and kind of your backstory. So obviously, not to like have an audio biography of essentially your life. Why don't you break down a little bit, kind of where you've come from, where you're from, your family, the impact that music has, and ultimately, what music means where you are from. I don't want to spoil it, right? That's why I keep saying where you're from, but you got it. Floor is yours.
Alrighty, let's start with where I'm from. I was originally I'm originally from the country of Nigeria, which is a country in the southern part of West Africa, right along the coast. I was born there. I spent a few years there with me and my mom and dad. Then I came here to the United States to when I was really young. And as I said in episode one, music has been there since the very beginning. Each year has a different anthem. Uh, then came here, and I've been here for the past 17 years, damn near. So
That's crazy.
it's been a it's been a while. It's been a while, and each year my music tastes been have gotten better, but also I've just gone deeper down into the hole of the same kinds of music that I enjoy listening to. What music means to me, especially with the fact that I'm not originally from the United States, I would definitely have to say it's something major because music is a way of communication, a way of celebration. Like before before there were all these other forms of communication,
Yeah.
there was music, and music was very impactful. You could get a message across a lot faster with a much larger crowd with music. You could tell your story with music. A lot of Nigerian artists, that's one thing that they're diving into. They're trying to tell their own story.
Mm.
Kind of like, kind of like how a lot of the modern drill artists are now, like King Von, Dirk, Fabio, and such.
Right.
With their music, they're trying to tell a story. Well, with Von specifically, most of his music is trying to tell a story. But with other
R.I.P.
artists, yeah, R.I.P. Von. With other artists, some of their music tells a story, others not so much. But with Nigerian music, a lot of their music tells a story of some sort, whether it's a traditional story, a modern story, or a life story of them. And it, and I would definitely say that there are a lot of songs that are specifically built for events, and a lot of artists that make music specifically built for certain events.
Mm.
So, but we'll discuss that more as the episode goes on.
Yeah, for sure.
What about you, bro?
For sure. Obviously, I don't have that rich cultural background associated with, what music means to me specifically, but, as long as I can remember, I've been surrounded by music, right? So when my mom was carrying me back in 1990, whatever that was, 99, I was born in 2000. So
I was gonna
1999,
say
I had to do
you
some
took me
math
that
real
hard.
quick. It's the summertime. I don't do math in the summer. I ain't done summer school in a minute. But she's carrying me around. They said scientifically, if babies listen to Mozart, it helps with their brain development. So my mom used to play a lot of Mozart, but she was carrying me, and when I was younger, a lot of classical music, a lot of Mozart, a lot of Vivaldi, a lot of Haydn. So I've been at a young age introduced to a lot of classical music. So I have an acquired taste for that, just because I was introduced to it at such a young age. And then, like I said in the other episode, when I got older, that's kind of when I started getting introduced to rap music. But really, when I was younger, I didn't listen to a whole lot of music for real, for real. Like with words and lyrics and stories necessarily. It was, like I said, it was the classical, instrumental, and audiobooks. My brother and I used to listen to audiobooks like a mug. I'm talking about we had all sorts of different stories that we would listen to on MP3, cassette tape. We used to listen to the Bible on tape because my family, we were Christian. That's our religion. So we used to listen to the Bible on tape. When we go to sleep, listening to, I remember we played this one tape. It's the first book of Matthew. We used to play that tape so much. I used to be able to quote the genealogies in order off memory. Like, I didn't miss a single one. That's how many, because we went to sleep to it every night. So it's like, it was ingrained in my head. It's just like if you listen to a song, like when you hear, what's Lil Uzi verse? I just want to rap. Body up. Like, you know how everybody know the words, but nobody really listens to the song? Like, outside of that, you'd be like, what are the rest of the
Hmm.
words? It's just catchy because it's so um, available in our minds. But basically, a lot of classical music, and then when I got older, I started listening to more rap. And then I think it was around, I want to say it's my sophomore year of high school, I started to actually have, I'm not going to say started to actually have life experiences, but I started to have different types of life experiences. And I noticed and realized what I do with music, and I feel like a lot of people do this, especially now, is music, like I said, is kind of the way I expressed my emotions when I hadn't quite learned how to actually say what I felt or even put a word or a category to the emotion I was feeling, right? Because if you think about it, as a man in today's society, America in general, you always have to be, you know, emotionally in check. There for guys, you have
Hmm.
you have two emotions, maybe three: joy, stoicism, and anger. Those are the three that most people have. You're allowed to have sorrow in the sense like, your mom died or your dad died or your daughter died or your son died, something like you could cry, but even that, you get the day of the funeral, a couple tears, and then the next day, it's like PTO, you back on the clock.
Yep.
And it's funny because in June, everyone talks about um, Pride Month, but it's so funny because June is actually Men's Mental Health Awareness Month. I did not know that until this year. It's also the month that Father's Day is in. And I think it's so interesting that Father's Day doesn't get as much credit as Mother's Day. And that's somewhere where America, we're lacking. Because if you think about it,
Mm-hmm.
dads, I'm not saying that dad's role is any less than mom's or mom roles are any less, but there is definitely a bias towards how we celebrate fathers in America as a society.
To be honest, I would say sorry. To be honest, I would say you are right, and I think that a little bit of that can also be attributed to the types of media that are being consumed
Absolutely.
and impacted, and how those medias are impacting the culture and the mindset of the people.
100%.
Because culture is much more than just what you listen to, how you dress. It's also the traditions and the beliefs of the people.
Right.
Not just like uh older guys, younger. It's the traditions and the beliefs of the people at the
Right.
time. And I would say right now, like for example, in a lot of songs, you see artists that have the desired lifestyle, especially male artists, that have that desired lifestyle of like having multiple women.
Right.
Most of the time, those women are their baby mamas,
Yeah.
and you see them hopping around, but they live the life that they want to live.
Right.
And a lot of younger people, they listen to that music, they do research on those artists, figure out that that's the type of lifestyle that those artists live, and they're like, man, that sounds like a time of just fun.
Yeah.
The only issue is they don't understand that those artists are able to live that lifestyle because of the amount of work that they put in the background.
True. True.
Like like for example, Future. You're not going to say that Future does not deserve the opportunity to live that lifestyle the way he does.
Right.
The man, the man's like one of the top artists in the game for how many years now?
I'd say he and Drake are definitely up there with that decade plus.
Yeah, one of the very first songs I heard with Future on it was Big Rings,
That's a good song.
specifically with Drake.
That's a good song.
I got a really big team. They need some really big rings. They need some really nice things. Better be coming with no strings. Better be coming with no strings. We need some really nice things.
Yes.
We need some really big rings. I got a really big
Yeah.
team.
Yeah. Ah, that's facts.
Or like, or like the song Bugatti with Ace Hood, or and Rick Ross.
I haven't heard that one. I have to get that one a listen. I ain't heard that one.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
I have.
Yes, you have.
I mean, honestly, I know you, so I probably have. I'm just the name. Because that's the thing. You know me. Like, if I hear it, be like, oh, I've heard that before. But you say the name, I'll be like, what? Like,
Okay. Ooh. Dang it! I'm trying to remember how it goes. Ah, screw it. I'm just gonna look this up.
you say you just gonna look it up. Say less. Say less. But yeah,
What?
that would definitely be what I'd say if associated with music. I know the Father's Day thing that kind of got off the music path. It's in the culture. It's in the culture, so it's relevant. but associated with the music. Like I said, we didn't listen to a lot of music. But as I got older, I started to listen to a lot more music, and then I started to feel and identify different emotions. So there was like, there was sadness, depression, anxiety, doubt, fear, and so that's when I started getting into more of those artists like Juice World, A Boogie, people who are actually singing and rapping about real life stuff, and it's like, I kind of relate to that. I get that.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how my music evolved, and then me, I'm usually the kind of person, if I hear a beat, I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of lit. Unless I'm listening to R&B, and then usually it's the words and the flow. If it's drill and trap, the beat hooks. The words, they could be talking about, I just made a TikTok with my wristwatch. Like, it doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be crazy. But
That
if the beat is
literally
cool,
makes no sense.
right. But if the beat is cool, then it's like, oh, okay. Oh, oh, what's he talking about? I don't know, something about a TikTok and a wristwatch, but the beat's cold. Like,
Yeah.
I think that's one of the reasons, honestly, why people really mess with Nardo Wick whole time. It's not because if you really listen to Nardo Wick, my mom says he sounds like he's rapping while he's chewing. I was like, that's funny. It's kind of true because you can see it. That's why it's funny because you can see it. I was like, she kind of got her point. He'd be like, everybody here. I'm like, man, that's hilarious. But he do sound like he's chewing while he's talking. And then you listen to what he's saying.
But you hear the beat as well. You hear the beat, you're like
Right.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Now, okay, I'm gonna let you. Did you find the song? I'm gonna hold that thought with the 1, 2, 3, 4. We're gonna come back to that in a second. But all right, you found the song?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the Bugatti song, it goes, I come looking for you with Haitians. I stay smoking on good Jamaican. I fuck
Oh,
bitches from different
see,
races.
I'm telling you, it's like I know the songs, but I don't be knowing the names.
Yeah.
Which is crazy because I usually custom make all my playlists. But the thing is, so here's the thing. I'll listen to a song, but you know me, I only listen to the same 15 songs at a time on repeat. I only usually rotate 2 playlists. All my friends get tired, like, bro, we done heard this song 8 times this week. I was like, I've seen you 8 times, so that makes sense. Because I listen to the same songs on repeat, but then when I get tired of it, I'll mix it in with a new one. So my library gets super full. I'll listen to a song until I get bored of it, but then sometimes I'll go back and be like, oh, I remember that song. Like, I was listening to New Freezer the other day. I was like, oh, New Freezer. Like, everybody knows that song, but I don't really listen. It's not in my regular playlist. So I was like, oh, I was like, hop in a plug with a check when I land. Like, I was kind of vibing to it on the way home. I can't lie.
Bruh, not gonna lie, I'm kind of the same way, but with music videos. Like, for example,
Yes, you are.
the song, the song "Whoa." I heard I heard that song so many times. I never got to watch the music video until like what, 2021.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I felt like you'd have seen it. Because you are a big music video person. So I felt like. So you're saying I watched the video before you? That's crazy.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
crazy.
I watched the music video for Bigger Picture. I watched the music video for Yes Indeed. And then they
Wow.
suggested "Whoa." I'm like,
Hmm.
I've never watched this. So then I click on it and I'm like, oh, this. Yeah, I've never watched this. I like it.
It was
though.
lit. I'm trying to tell you. Like, I'm not going to lie. I feel like everybody had to watch the video for Bigger Picture just because it's like, it was part of the movement. That made sense. But the fact you haven't seen, whoa, that's crazy. Brand new car is called. Oh, honestly, that song, it can come on literally at any party. The vibes immediately made. Like Lil Baby, some of his songs really have that power. If the party's kind of dead, you can put that on. The vibe is there.
There are 3 songs. There are 3 songs that will do that.
Okay, what are they? Let's get the sump to three party vibes. Yeah, let's get it. Let's the opinion. Let's get it.
Actually, let's do 3 and 3. 3 US and 3 Nigerian.
Okay.
Because I gotta speak to my Nigerian side.
He gotta represent. I feel you, my boy. Okay, go crazy, go crazy. What other? What other?
All right, so the three U.S. ones: "In the Club" by 50 Cent,
Okay.
"Hot." Mm, I don't know if
By
eh,
Bobby Schmurder. By Bobby Schmurder. Yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I know.
yeah.
If you
That
don't know what
one,
that song is, you probably either you too young, your parents not letting you listen to it, or you just never got lit before. Like it's one or the other.
yeah. We could go, we could go. What is something we tweak it? We get,
I don't get to squeeze it. All right, but go on, go on, go on.
and then whoa slash yes indeed. Either one of those two.
Okay, I would. Now,
Am I wrong?
no. The only thing is, I feel like somewhere in there, um,
There are a few other songs that I would say are
yeah.
very, very close.
I feel like Love Sosa
But
has to
those
go in
are.
there somewhere, but that's because I'm from Chicago. That's why.
You also play a sport.
That's also fair. So it's like Love Sosa, and also
Dreams and Nightmares.
yes, that's the other one. But that, yeah, hold on.
Once again, you play a sport.
Yeah, I guess that, yeah, that you're right. That's because I play a sport probably. Okay. Yeah.
Like that's.
Hold on, wait a
If you look
minute.
at Spot,
Y'all thought I was finished?
y'all thought I was finished.
Hold up in the Aston Martin. Y'all thought it was pretty?
Y'all thought it was.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
ready?
lie. That song really don't. That song really start cooking.
But yeah, like when you there are so many songs that a lot of people just don't have the exposure to because they don't fit into that niche. For
Okay.
like being an athlete, you're most likely going to listen to Dreams and Nightmares to get into the zone. Like that little bit at the beginning, it calms you down,
Yeah,
and then you start getting hyped towards the end.
you're right.
First Day Out, which is very similar to Dreams and
Bro.
Nightmares. It's actually almost the exact same thing. They even had a First Day Out remix, T Grizz featuring Meek Mill.
Swear, I gotta get on that. I gotta get on that.
Yeah, it's a First Day Out remix.
Okay.
I don't know if Apple Music has it, but I do know that Spotify has it.
Okay.
You should also be able to find it on YouTube.
Yeah, I most likely can. It's not. I'm not worried about that part.
Yeah. So there's like there's a lot of songs that if you don't fit into that niche, you're not going to either listen to it or really like get a feel for it. Like me, I'm a bouncer, so I hear a lot of different types of music. And where I bounce at, we occasionally have what we like to call a jazz orgy. No, it's not an orgy to jazz music. It is a bunch of artists come in and they just hop in and start playing together.
Okay.
Like it will be between 1 to 3 artists to start it off, and then you'll get more artists as the night goes on, and they come in and they just start playing together,
Okay.
and it keeps going until around 1 a.m.
Okay, that's lit.
And that's why it's called a jazz orgy because you can have multiple jazz artists coming in or jazz musicians coming in and playing.
We
Yeah,
we gonna let your choice of words slide on that one. But what
no,
what?
no. That's not my choice of words. That's the company's choice of words.
Oh, okay.
I asked about that. And they were like, "Yeah, but it's catchy.
Oh yeah.
You don't forget it."
Yeah. You know, I think that's the kind of thing maybe you wouldn't forget too quickly. But anyway, what are the three Nigerian party starters?
Okay. Ooh. So we talking about Nigerian party starters for today. Uh, we got Buga, which is a song by Kiss Daniel.
Okay.
Uh, Game Changer, which is a song by Flavor. Not Flavor Flav. There's a Nigerian artist named Flavor.
Okay. I was about to ask that, so that's good clarification.
third one would probably be a damn near any song by Burna Boy. But I'm
Yeah,
looking specific.
yeah, that's fair.
But I'm looking specifically at Burna Boy featuring Zlatan. I just can't remember the name of the song.
Okay,
I was literally listening to it earlier today
okay.
while I was working, but I can't remember the name of the
No,
song.
that's facts. Burner Boy. Burner Boy is the equivalent. Burner Boy is the Nigerian version of what is bro's name? The Hispanic artist, the Latinx guy. Bad Bunny.
Oh,
Burner Boy.
yeah.
Burner Boy is the Nigerian Bad Bunny. I swear, bro. You hear some Burner Boy, head start turning. I was like, oh! I was like, yo, it's okay, guys.
Yeah, I'm like, all of these other people, they're all listening to Burna Boy. They're like, yo, or you know that meme where the Mr. Hot Fire, where he's like, you're a victim, and everyone's like, oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I remember
oh. Yeah,
that. He's a victim.
that's that's everyone's that's everyone's reaction to Burna Boy, and then there's me. I'm like, y'all are just not hearing this song.
Yeah, that's crazy.
This song is like older than your grandchild.
I've literally heard girls say some outrageous. They'd be like, bro, the things that they've said they'd be willing to do if given the chance with Burner Boy.
Burna Boy is going to be like,
Is-
nope, because the thing is, his mom's his manager.
Oh, so he got his. You know who else? You know who else? There's a soccer player. He had his head on tight. His mom managed his money. I forget.
No, that's that soccer player. It's not his mom manages money. It's his mom has his money.
That was super clever because his wife tried to divorce him, and then when they said they looked for her assets, he was like, "No, he has millions." He was like, "No, his mom got millions. He don't got nothing." I was like, "That's cold."
He got thousands.
I was like, "That's cold." Shorty done fumbled the bag, the fame, and the clout because she thought bro had a bag, which he does. It's just tied up with his mom, his OG. I was like, "Hey, that's cool." But before this episode get over with, we got to talk about features real quick. That's why I wanted to go back to the 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So for Nardo Wick, right? Nardo Wick did that part, and that's cool and all. But like, who else counted and did a feature like? Who else counted like that? Everyone knows the answer. 21 Savage. So tell me,
Yep.
this may be an unpopular opinion. Is 21 Savage actually a good artist, or do you think he should exclusively stick to being on features, similar to Young Metro?
Who is Young Metro?
I mean, Metro Boomin. I'm tweaking. I'm tweaking.
Metro Boomin is a producer. He doesn't rap.
I swear. Wait a minute. Am I tweaking?
Mm,
It's been a long day.
yes, Metro Boomin only
You're right.
makes the
He makes the beats. I knew that because I watched the creation of Skyfall on YouTube. You're right. He doesn't make beats. Okay, scratch the last part. 21 Savage. Should he do features or songs?
Features and only features.
I don't know. ASMR was a good song though.
No. Okay. Yes, I will say that ASMR is a good song, but that's not 21's biggest like solo song. We all know 21's biggest solo song.
You gonna say? I know what you're gonna say, and I disagree. I disagree 100%, bro. There's no way that's his best solo song.
I'm not saying that's his best.
Also, I mean, okay. So for those of you who don't know, bank account. But like,
I'm not saying that that's his best. I'm saying that that's his biggest solo song that I've seen.
really?
But yes.
Okay.
But his flow on almost all of his features is just a level above.
That is fair. He really does have like that, not battle rap, but he kind of has that free flowing style that works really well for a feature. But if you try and string it together and make a whole song out of it, doesn't quite work. Now Juice WRLD can do either.
Yes.
His style, his flow is like that. Now, I mean, maybe I'm biased because he's from Chicago, but like, hey,
No, that's just how it
That
is.
is just how it
And I
is.
could, but yeah, like 21 should strictly stick to features. Like I'm just going to look up songs that feature 21.
Oh, you probably gonna get a long list, low key. You probably gonna get a
I don't
long
mind
list.
it.
Hey, speaking of which, everybody in the comments, go ahead and drop your favorite 21 Savage either song or feature. Actually, screw that. Type whether you think he's better in features or better in songs. Let's do it that way. Let's do
Exactly.
it that way.
Like for example, think about the song "Creeping."
Okay, that's fair. That was just a good
Or
album, though. I know it's newer, but like,
yeah, Metro Boomin. We gonna talk about that later. Metro Boomin. I'm going to say this now. Metro Boomin is a dangerous man. He's a dangerous man.
yeah.
What he did, you know what I want to say, but what he, what this man did with that album and with the Spider Verse album,
Yeah,
Across the Spider Verse, what this man did with both of those albums, I don't even know.
yeah,
I don't even know.
yeah. We
Or
gonna say that
Ghostface.
topic. We gonna say that to jump. We
Yeah,
gonna use that to transition from music to movies for the next episode.
yeah.
But do you find that list yet?
Ghostface. Yeah, Ghostface Killers.
Okay.
Like he's way better on features than he is.
I
But
yeah
something I've noticed, a lot of his best features
yeah.
are songs that are primarily his voice. Ghostface Killers. That's probably my favorite song that has 21 on it. Most of the song is his voice.
Hmm. That's a good point.
But Metro made the beat.
Yeah, that's a good point.
So it's like when Metro and 21 are together, y'all can't see the face that I'm making, but like, you know the Italian kiss where it's like
Yeah.
perfect?
It's like Jordan and
Yeah,
Pippen. It's like Shaq and Kobe. It just works. I don't know why. It just works.
yeah.
That's,
Or his verse on the song Peru by DML, who is a Afro beats artist. His verse on the remix of that song, amazing. Like they cut out Ed Sheeran and put him in it, and I don't know which version I like more, the original Ed Sheeran remix or 21 remix. I think 21 remix is probably number one. Okay, so as I was saying, I would definitely. I think I liked 21's remix of Peru slightly more than Ed Sheeran's remix.
okay, that's fair. That's fair.
But yeah, like that. I'm sorry. He most he most likely does have a lot of good songs on his own, but I just think that he's better as a feature artist, even if the feature is as a feature of Metro Boomin, which makes him the primary artist. But because Metro Boomin made the beat, it's
Okay,
Metro
I
Boomin's
can agree with that. I can agree with that. That I can agree with. I can agree with that. Okay, that's
because
fair.
he's a beast with Metro.
I feel like Metro is Metro is the Steph Curry to anyone's basketball team. He just kind of
Yeah,
makes everyone around him better. Like
yeah.
any beat
He's
that Metro
adding.
produces, whoever's on it, it just coast. Like it doesn't
Yeah,
matter.
yeah. He's adding to the producer culture. Like a lot of the time, when you think of producers that are actually available in their music
Yeah.
or actually like visible, with their music, you think of DJ Khaled. Who DJ Khaled isn't really even a producer anymore. He just connects the producer to the artist. That's
You're
what he
right.
does.
You're right.
That's what he does now. He connects the artist to the producer. And
Hmm.
then you have Metro Boomin, who is another very vocal uh, producer, and then DJ Mustard,
DJ
who's
Mustard.
who's another vocal. Like I would say, DJ Mustard actually says stuff in his music. Oh, and Swizz Beats. Swizz Beats just raps as
Okay.
well.
Okay. So 21's a feature artist. We can agree on that.
Yeah, yeah,
We can agree on that. Now,
especially with Metro.
now.
But it definitely, it definitely comes down to like the situation surrounding both artists and the music and the culture surrounding both artists. Like if 21's specific style of rap is definitely closer to one side of the culture of rap than like a the other side.
That's fair. That's
Same,
fair.
like every artist has a specific side to the culture of rap that they are trying to harness.
Right. Okay.
Very few rappers use both sides.
Yeah.
If
I
I'm
mean,
being honest.
it's a skill, right? That's why
Yeah,
you gotta break it down. Skills are not. You can develop skills. Some skills you can develop. Some are innate, and then others just come naturally. So it just depends. All
yeah.
right. So
I'll
now,
definitely
now
have
I
to say
got
that.
the unpopular opinion question. Is Drake a good artist, or is he overhyped?
Why you gotta do this to me, bro?
Because anytime there's a music conversation, you have to bring Drake into it. And I didn't feel like comparing him to J. Cole, but that's typically the other form of the argument. They'll be like J. Cole or Drake. And I'm like, okay, guys, we can't. I'm not saying we can't do that, but it's not fair.
There's just
It's
there's
like,
just
it's
not
not the
enough.
same. Yeah.
There's not enough for J Cole to compare him to Drake. Like J Cole is a much newer artist than Drake is. Drake's been around since our childhood.
Correct.
Most likely, might have been around for part of J Cole's childhood. J Cole is not that much older than us, if I
Right.
remember correctly.
I think he's only like 30 something.
Yeah, I believe Drake's in
Drake.
40.
Drake's touching 40. I mean, hey, if he was dating Amari Bailey's mom, we know she wasn't 30. She's like 40 something. I mean, granted, she
I don't
looked like
even
she
know
not
who
30.
Amari Bailey. Who's Amari Bailey?
Amari Bailey, he played at Sierra Canyon with well, first of all, he's from Chicago. He played with Mean Streets EYBL team for like 2 seasons, and then he transferred to play for Sierra Canyon Prep School in California. He played with Bronny, and he just finished his freshman year at UCLA. He's a
Okay.
basketball player. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So he was running
Yeah.
with I think his second to last year he was running with like Brandon Boston Jr., LeBron, Bronny, it was him. Um, there was a couple other dudes, but that was right. That was a couple years after the whole Remy Martin era when Sierra Canyon kind of got on the map. It's just they're
Okay.
not. They're not. I don't think they're not a prep school, but it's like one of those big powerhouse California CIF teams that just they're in the basketball conversation now. It's like Whitney Young out here. Like they've always been or Proviso. They've always just been in the conversation. Like that's why. But
Okay.
yeah, but no, his mom, because it was Drake and his mom went on his date. This date, they were having dinner at the L.A. Dodgers stadium, and a helicopter caught pictures of it, or people in a helicopter took pictures. I'm like, first of all, if you're having dinner in a professional MLB stadium and it's just the two of you, that's not just a friendly catch up. That's a date. Like, I'm sorry.
Also, how?
It's Drake.
Probably in the owners section.
No, they were on the diamond. They were eating on the diamond. Like he just like rented out the whole stadium or something. Why? I'm not really sure, but I guess for the privacy, he didn't want to pull up at a regular restaurant. I have no idea, bro. At some point when you have so much clout and money, maybe you have to just move different.
No, there's moving different, and then there's whatever the heck that was.
I ain't gonna lie, that was definitely some Kardashian level foolery. I was like, yeah, that's
Rent
something.
out an entire stadium just to have dinner with one other person
Hey, bro.
on the diamond.
Uh, Maybe it's a sign. He's trying to. I don't know. Because I think that was like the first time they hung out.
Most likely with an open roof. Hence why people were able to see that.
I mean, yeah, but it was like from a plane. So, I mean, technically the chances of being seen in a diamond with no game are pretty low. But of course, if there's a plane flying over, there's just like, oh my gosh, look, it's Drake. Like, I mean, yeah, obviously, just got the iPhones out. You know, iPhones are like telescopes nowadays. You just zoom in. You could be 4 miles away. You take the clearest photo you've ever seen. So,
yeah. I don't know. People are weird.
Yeah, no, that's true.
But back to the
Back to
question.
the. In my opinion, I say he's a good artist. He's not overhyped. There are some songs that he had I didn't care for.
That are overhyped.
There are songs that are overhyped, and there's songs I didn't care for. And I forget, there was one album. It's one of the most 3 recent ones. It just flopped. But there's a theory about it. Apparently, in Canada, there's a type of like EDM house music they listen to when they're smoking, or like doing like hookah and that kind of stuff. So he might have made it with a Canada agenda, but he just released it. And since he's worldwide, we know a lot about it, but it's really more so for that Canada habit. There's a theory on that. I'm not sure what the facts are. I have done no research on that, but that was the theory for that album. Because we're just like, because he dropped, I forget what album he dropped, but I'm talking about, it was gas. I think it was CLB. I think he dropped CLB, and he dropped something right after it, right before the last album he just dropped. And we were just like, bro, what is this? You could have left this one in the studio. But that's because it's a different vibe because it's supposed to be for a different vibe. Because music it affects how your brain works.
Mm-hmm.
It affects how your brain works.
Why do you think people are more likely to get like into more aggressive situations if they continuously? New York actually took that into effect. Like I believe they put like a short term ban on drill music.
Really?
Yeah, because they thought that drill music was making people more violent.
There's probably a slight correlation to that. I could see that.
I would say there's correlation, but not causation. You can't blame the drill music for.
Right. Be like be like, Your Honor, yes, he shot him because he was listening to Crazy Story, and why he told right after. Like, no, it's not. It's not.
No.
Yeah, that was not gonna fly.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah.
I can hear Judge Judy voice now talking about. So you're telling me that because this young individual was listening to a drill music, as you call it, that is the reason why he upped this firearm and shot Mr. Turner in the back because he was listening to a song? Judge Judy voice is so funny. Sometimes when she talks with the logic on those cases, I'd be like, I didn't even do what they're talking about, but I would feel stupid if I did. Because the logic she just used, I was like, man, she really did make that sound dumb. I mean, we all knew it was dumb, but like when she said it, it was just kind of like a, dang.
Nah, court cases sometimes are stupid to me. Like, for example, there was this one court case that I saw that basically the guy, it was divorce court,
Okay.
but they weren't divorced.
Oh God. Okay.
So they were breaking up, and the guy was suing the girl for his car. He wanted his car back.
Okay. That seems fair. Valid.
Yes.
Valid.
Yes,
It seems
yes,
valid. I don't know if fair. It seems valid.
yes. And as the judge was asking about their relationship, do you know what she said?
What?
Because she was also suing the guy, but she was suing the guy for emotional distress.
Oh, okay. I could. Okay.
You know what ended up happening?
What?
So, as the judge was asking about the relationship,
Uh huh.
she was saying that he just treated her too well.
That's the distress,
Yes,
bruh.
because he would make her 5 course meals.
Oh, I
Every
remember
single-
seeing that episode. I know what you're talking about. I remember what you're talking about. He was like, and she would make all this food, and I'd get up, I'd ask for a snack in the middle of the night, and he'd be like,
and he
going
comes back. He comes back with a whole meal.
Yes, I
And
remember that.
She ate it, and she was suing him for it, and I'm like,
And the judge was like, well, was he forcing you to eat this food? Well, I mean, no, but he made it. I was like, bro, the logic here is crazy.
the judge said, "Woman, you're so stupid. You're so stupid. Stop it."
I remember seeing that.
Stop it. Get some
Get
help.
some help. Yo, I remember that.
Nah, like
Oh man.
she legit. It was crazy. I'm like, bruh, you're telling me this man literally does everything.
He does whatever woman has ever begged and pleaded for, and you're complaining about it. Okay. Okay. And bro was cooling. He's sitting over there. He was just like, yeah, I did cook that. Like, he was like, yeah. I mean, what can I say? I'm a chef. I like to cook. I was like, hey, brother, I don't blame you. As a matter of fact, you should come chill over here. I need to eat more. Bulk up a little bit. I need to eat more, bulk up a little bit. You know, I could use a couple of 3-course meals at 2 a.m.
Like that was the logic there, insane.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I completely see I know exactly what you mean when you say that, like the Judge Judy logic.
Yeah.
Once she starts applying it, it really makes someone look really, really stupid.
Yeah.
They already look stupid at the beginning, but it makes them look really stupid towards the end.
You just be like, so what did we learn? Be like, can I go? Can I just go? Be like, yes, you can. You can.
That's exactly what we learned. And that is exactly what I was hoping that you would learn.
Man. Bro, this episode finna be 45 minutes long.
What you mean 45?
That's what I think that's what I got. 45. It's like 40 something. Yeah, it's not quite 45. It's almost 45. That's crazy though. We really be getting out here just talking for real. That's crazy.
Yeah.
The flow is like that's the beauty of conversation, low key, is when you find someone you can connect with, it just flows and time just kind of disappears. That's
Damn.
crazy.
5:36? Oh, wow. Okay. I was not expecting. Wow.
I told
That's
you.
crazy.
I told you, bro. Time just disappeared. It vanishes. You looking up like, oh.
Man.
So, it was good though. I like that. Oh man, I
before we head out, I
Yeah.
do want to answer. I do want to say
this
one
man.
of Drake's best songs to me is "Wants and Needs."
Oh, yes. What? Yes, that's non-debatable.
And that's not because of Drake.
It's because of Lil Baby's part. What? Yes, we all know that. Yes, it's because of Lil Baby's part. Absolutely. It's a great. I mean,
Okay.
don't get me wrong. He's Drake's part is called sins. I got things on my mind with my friend. Like that's part that's cool. But when they hit that beat drop,
Mhm. Mhm.
man,
Mhm.
there have been many times we've been sitting in the car with the lyrics on our phone, like, all right, you got it, I got it. Hop for the forward, the forward, the like, ooh, you just try to hop in. It's funny because even though you're reading the lyrics, because nobody, I met one person that knew him off rip and could just go, and it was at a party, and I was just like, dang,
That's because he's been listening to that.
that's
He's
tough.
been listening to that song for a long time.
I know, but that party
That
was
it's
that,
the
that party
same
was so
with
lit. I was like, oh,
it's the same with T Grizz first day out, and uh, it's
that's
the
fair.
same with T Grizz. It's the same. Well, for Dreams and Nightmares, you can be an athlete and know that entire song, because I don't
Yeah,
think there's any sporting event that they won't play that song. At least either you play it personally or the team plays it.
yeah, that's true. You're right. That's true. That's true.
But yeah,
But yeah, that part of Little Baby, it just coasts.
on the floor,
Oh, it just coasts.
I'm not even gonna try.
I'm not. Yeah, I'm not even gonna do it. I'm sitting here. I'm like trying to do that right now. Would not even do it justice. I'm not even gonna
No,
do that.
not at all. Not
I'm
at all.
not even gonna do that. Well, hey man, it's been real. Episode 3 coming to a close. That's crazy.
Yup.
So like we said, bro, like, comment like we said earlier. The one positive thing for the week, and then I think the other question was feature or full songs. Make sure you hit the bell notification so you don't miss when we make an upload, because there's not a consistent schedule right now, because we live in life, and this is supposed to be a laid back chill podcast anyway, so it's not going to be like a we upload every Monday and Wednesday. We upload when we got life to update everybody on. But yeah, like I said, I'm Manny. Appreciate y'all hopping on the podcast for real. My boy, do your thing.
Alrighty. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. We appreciate each and every single one of y'all for coming in, tuning in, listening. As my boy Manny said, there's more coming.